Bitcoin has been the best performing asset in the last decade because of its scarcity. You can use that scarcity in a Bitcoin savings plan. If you want to find out more how that works, what it is, and why you should use it, continue watching this video. Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty details and do a little bit of a math here in the video, let's actually talk about the fact what a Bitcoin savings plan is and why Bitcoin is the ultimate asset to be used as a savings tool. First of all, Bitcoin's scarcity of 21 million coins enables us to be used as a store of value. Why is that? There's two things. If you have an asset that's scarce in its nature and it's getting even scarcer due to things like the halving and having stuff like the difficulty adjustment that ensures that there is no single entity that controls the mining network and therefore how many Bitcoins are being distributed, you actually safeguard something that has the potential to go up in value as long as there's demand. So on the one hand, you have decrease in inflation in the asset itself due to the nature of state with the halvings. It's going to be disinflationary until the last block is mined. That makes the offering on the market extremely credible and extremely interesting because it decreases in inflation, therefore it increases in value every time a halving takes place, and there's less Bitcoin to be bought. And if the demand, on the other hand, is increasing, well, if you have less of an offering on the market and you have more demand for it, the price will go up. This is Econ 101, and this can be applied to many other assets as well. However, with Bitcoin, we then go a step further because we've significantly seen a mechanism in the market. I did actually explain it in my 4-year cycle video. Again, the 4-year cycle is not the Holy Bible. You shouldn't believe everything everyone says about it, but you definitely see a clear trend where you have the halving, which decreases inflation and makes the asset more scarce, in theory at least. And then you have a supply shock and you have more demand on the other side. So there are these boom and bust cycles where the asset just kept going up. In the last decade, that has actually been a 45% increase on average each year. It's been beating the S&P 500 by a factor of 4.5. So that's an incredible performance and something you can use to your advantage. So with all of that out of the way, this turns Bitcoin into two things: the best store of value to use for you to save in, and the best reserve currency. Also, I did a video there. If you want to check it out, people like Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy have already shown you why this is a no-brainer to also be used in a business or in an institutional context. But today we want to focus on the Bitcoin savings plan. We in the Relai app actually enable you to do this, and it's very simple to be set up. And for this video's purposes, I've actually recorded a Bitcoin DCA calculator. I'll link it below the video for you to play around with. And I want to show you how significant changes to your weekly or monthly buy might have a little bit of an impact. In this example, I went with a €100 buy. Idea of the Bitcoin savings plan is you always buy the same amount in fiat in the same time period over a long period of time. So don't do like 3 buys and expect to have massive returns. You have to hold this for at least a couple of months, if not years, because you're saving for the future as it's a savings plan. And in this example, I went with the €100 buy for a monthly investment. If I do this for a year, and I've just taken the past year out of the time of the recording of this video, I would have invested €1,200 in total. But my performance over that year, if I were to cash that out into fiat now, would be significantly more. I would have €1,851 and 21 cents in total value currently, which results in a 54% improvement performance, and if I would net that, in €651. So just by buying €100 worth of Bitcoin every month, doing that continuously for a year, and if I would be taking it out now, I would have beaten the S&P 500 by a factor of 5.4. Incredible performance. However, the beauty of a savings plan is you can also go a step further. What actually happens if we do this weekly and not monthly? So again, €100, weekly buys. That would have resulted in €5,300 invested in total for this past year, and I would have netted a performance of 60% plus. In total, I would have €8,509 and 2 cents, or I would have a net of €3,209 and 2 cents. So an incredible performance, beating the S&P by even a factor of 6x, just by buying the same amount of fiat each week or each month and using its store of value utility that Bitcoin enables every one of us. This is without a doubt probably the easiest investment strategy for a lot of people in Bitcoin. They don't need to time the market. They don't need to worry about, oh, what's the Fed gonna announce? What is there happening there? What is the macro play? All they do is set up a plan with us, you wire the money, and every time you buy Bitcoin, you're actually using its increase in the number go up and its increase in demand that is always going to be there, whether that be in a bear or in a bull market. If you're in the bear and you're able to buy the 100 euros worth of Bitcoin, you just get more Bitcoin for that worth. And in the end, you'll get rewarded once you actually take a bit of a longer perspective and look where the price is going in the future. Bitcoin is the best savings tool out there, and if you want to utilize this, you know that you can always set up a Bitcoin savings plan with Relai. If you want to know more, check out the links below. And if you think that a savings plan is the first right step, but you may have questions and you want to ask them, also leave me a comment below. I'll check them out regularly. But for now, I wish you good luck and have fun with setting up your savings plan, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.